Nintendo reveals a whole bunch of plumber-related games for 2013. There's finally some good news for Australian Mortal Kombat fans, while there's bad news ahead for those looking forward to The Last of Us. A couple of nifty freebies hit smartphones, digital download platforms branch out beyond Windows PCs, and the reluctant ruler of Atlantis joins his DC Comics pals for Injustice. This is Player Attack. Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen and welcome back to a new year of Player Attack. According to Chinese astrology, 2013 is the year of the snake, but according to Nintendo, it is the year of Luigi. This week's Nintendo Direct presentation focused rather heavily on the taller, greener plumber, giving him a starring role in a number of upcoming titles. First up, Luigi's Mansion 2, also known as Dark Moon. We already knew about it, but now it has been dated for a late March release around the world, appearing almost simultaneously in North America, Japan, Europe, and Australia. Then, something we didn't know, and something a little unusual for Nintendo, an expansion pack for last year's new Super Mario Bros. U. The cleverly titled New Super Luigi U takes the spotlight away from Mario, remixing the story and all 80 levels to put the other brother in the spotlight. No dates for this one, but we will keep you posted. Luigi's third appearance is perhaps even more surprising. It's a new entry into the Mario and Luigi RPG series, set among Luigi's dreams and headed to 3DS by the end of 2013. And if all that wasn't enough, he is also headed to 3DS in the newly announced Mario Golf World Tour as a playable character. But now to something completely different. All states of Australia have legislation firmly in place permitting the sale and display of R-rated video games, with the bill succeeding in Queensland Parliament just this week. Following the introduction of the legislation on January 1st, it took just 10 days for then Wii U exclusive Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge to receive an adults-only rating. Since then, we've seen 8 more titles, but gamers are particularly pleased with one little game from Warner Bros. Mortal Kombat Complete Edition has officially been approved for release in Australia nearly 2 years after the original game hit international shelves. What makes this one complete is the inclusion of all previously released DLC for the game, as well as a few assorted enhancements. And what earned it the R rating is, of course, high impact of violence, blood, and gore. There's no release date for this one yet either, so stay tuned.
What if it's true?
Do I need to remind you what is out there?
Once upon a time, I had somebody that I cared about. And in this world, that sort of shit's good for one thing: getting you killed.
As you might remember from last year, that is The Last of Us, a PS3 exclusive on the way from Uncharted developers Naughty Dog. We were originally promised this game on May 7th of this year, but alas, the studio has let us know that it simply will not be able to make that date if we want the game to be any good. Instead, mark your calendars for 6 weeks later. The adventures of Joel and Ellie in The Last of Us will hit PlayStation 3 from June 14th. Mobile gaming was big in the news this week with a double whammy update from Fire Monkeys about Real Racing 3. It's been a while since we'd heard much from the Melbourne-based company, but then it dropped a bombshell. Despite the previous 2 games in the series carrying an appropriate price tag, Real Racing 3 is officially free to play, removing the final barrier to entry. Anyone can jump right in and enjoy a bit of time-shifted multiplayer without paying a cent, but if you want some of those extra bells and whistles, be prepared to fork over some real-world cash. Then, while we were reeling, we were told the game would be out on February 28th, but not long after that, we got a sneaky update. Real Racing 3 is available in the iTunes App Store right now in selected countries, including Australia and New Zealand. You can call it a hometown perk. Another smartphone game making headlines is Infinity Blade, the first iOS release powered by the Unreal Engine, released back in 2010. After Apple named it the App of the Week, developer Chair Entertainment decided to make the action RPG more accessible, removing the price tag. It is only for a limited time, so if you want to get in on the freebie action, you better be quick. After February 21st, it will go right back to its usual price of $5.99. Now, when people think PC gaming, they typically think of Windows-only offerings, but this week we were given not one, but two alternatives to using Microsoft boxes for play as well as work. First off, EA released the Mac client for Origin, giving Apple-flavoured gamers the ability to enjoy cloud saves and social networking options. And if you buy a supported game once, you will be able to play it on both Mac and PC, depending on what takes your fancy. Then, in completely unrelated news, Valve released the official Steam client for Linux, designed specifically for Ubuntu. There are 50 games available for the platform right now, and rest assured you can get your hands on classic Valve titles like Half-Life, Counter-Strike Source, and Team Fortress 2, all without leaving your operating system. And finally this week, a quick look at the newest playable character added to the roster of heroes and villains featured in Injustice: Gods Among Us, the upcoming fighting game from the creators of Mortal Kombat, set in the DC Comics universe.
My rule has always been absolute. I protect my people against anyone eager to claim the sea as their own. But even I have my limits. After years of living on the brink of war, I've decided to yield to the regime.
This is complete subjugation.
It's what you agreed to. It's what we expect.
It's a trap.
Of course it is.
But even after this treaty, something tells me that my fighting days are just getting started. I'm the king of Atlantis. I answer to no one.
We welcome the King of the Seven Seas, Aquaman, to the fray. He joins icons like Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Cyborg, Harley Quinn, Nightwing, Solomon Grundy, The Flash, Wonder Woman, and of course Superman and Batman when Injustice: Gods Among Us launches for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and Wii U from April 17th. For the full version of those trailers, or for more information on any of these stories, head to playerattack.com. I'm Jessica Citizen. We will see you next week.